Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Wow, we made it to Friday, you guys. What a week, what a week, what a week. Oh my heavens, so many things going on this week, and I am a little bit tired, but not too bad. I am super excited. If you saw my post from yesterday, I am over the moon excited, you guys, that I have earned the incentive trip for next year, 2024. I believe it's in May. I haven't even had a chance to go look at the exact dates yet. It's next year anyway. We have until September to earn this trip, and I have never, can I share this with you? I've never earned it this early, right? So this is like less than 6 months into the year. You know, within the first 6 months, that's like my best yet. So I'm super excited. I have you guys to thank, my supporters, my customers, my team members. You guys are all amazing. Of course, I cannot do this myself, and I am over the moon excited. I want to thank you all, especially my new people that have just joined my team. You guys are rocking this. You love Stampin' Up. You joined and you're filling your wish list, and my customers who are purchasing my products of the week. Thank you all. If I haven't got your products out to you yet for the month of March, I want to say a shout out and say thank you for everyone for ordering, whether it's been this week by the Bay. What did we do last week? I can't even remember, but they're all ready to go. I also have Silly Goose. If you guys have participated, all the classes I've offered this week, you guys, I'm super excited to send those things to you that I offer you every week for joining me here and for placing your orders using the link below my video. It is truly means the world to me. It truly, truly does. It makes it all worth my while to come here and join you live every morning. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me earn this trip for my family and I. The trip this year, of course, is in May, like 2 months from now, and it's a cruise of the Norwegian fjords. And I did indeed earn that, but I had to cash it out because our daughter Amanda is in grade 12 and she is graduating high school, and her formal is happening the same time, or formal as well as the graduation ceremony is happening the same time as the trip. And of course I could not in a million years miss her special day. So I did cash out that trip, so I won't be going on that trip, but I had a Zoom call with some amazing demonstrators yesterday, and we are trying to put together a little event to celebrate the fact that we did earn that trip, but we're not going. But we would love to do an event, a little special event. So stay tuned. I will announce that. That's coming up. May 20th is when we're thinking of doing that, and we'll be featuring new catalog products. So if you want to join us on that, I'd love it. Yes, Rhino was last week. Exactly. Thank you so much, Barbara, for the reminder. So that's what's happening in my world, you guys. Last night, the lovely Christine Bertram, my friend and colleague from the US, did the class for the By the Bay suite. If you would like to purchase that class through me, if you're from Canada, reach out to me, let me know. I will be kitting them up this weekend, the last of my products for that one. I'll also be kitting up my retreat to go. If you've missed out on that, you can still let me know. I'll be doing all of that this weekend, and I'll be messaging everyone to let you know that when your kits are in the mail. So many things, but it's just super fun. I love every minute that I spend in this office. I'd call it an office. It's not even an office. It's too fun to be an office, isn't it? Okay, so let's get started. I have so much to share with you today. I have this fun fold. It's Fun Fold Friday. Thank you all for your congratulations. Thank you so much, everyone, for popping in. I'm a good mama to do that. Oh yes, Betty. Well, you know what? This only happens once in a lifetime, right? We can go to Norway on a cruise for the rest of our life, my husband and I. But you know, we have to be here. There's no question. Okay, so today we're gonna do a fun fold with the By the Bay, or the Seaside. Seaside Bay is the name of the bundle. By the Bay is the Suite Collection. If you purchase the Suite Collection, which is back in stock, by the way, guys, the Suite Collection or the bundle, I have a prize for you. You're going to get half a package of the designer series paper from me, as well as the 4 cards that Christine designed and she taught last night on her YouTube channel. Sorry, my camera is sliding down on me here. But I'll show you them real quick here. She did this one, she did this one, and that PDF and the YouTube link, I will send it to you as soon as you, when you place your order, all the people that have purchased this class through me, as well as Christine. And she mentioned last night on the video that she also has kits available. So you can get all of these things. Now, don't forget, you do need the stamps and you do need the dies to be able to do these cards, as well as I think it's just Night of Navy ink is the only ink that you're going to need to complete these cards. So I'm excited about that, to get these off to you. Sorry, I got to tilt my camera so it stops doing that on me. It's like, turn me already. I think my camera wants to get started on this card. Hi, TJ. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for all your congratulations wishes. I appreciate you taking the time to say that. It's so sweet of you. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. Here we go. We're going to flip the camera and point you down here at my work surface. We have another sunny day here in Calgary. All right, so let's see if I can get this straightened up here. And I'm just going to lower down a little bit. There we go. Now that host code at the top of your screen is the code that you want to use when you go to my online store. If you are interested in getting this class in the mail from me, this is the host code up here that you see. If you're in Canada, you can use that code and I will definitely be sending you that package. How are you all doing? Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Pam. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Regina. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to everyone. Yes, good morning, good morning. Bundle is arriving today. Cindy says, yay. Hi, Polly. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Nancy, Maureen, Linda, Karen, Lynn, Evelyn, Linda, Sarah. Sarah says she wants to move to Canada. Yes, move to Canada. Join my team. Join one of my clubs. It's all fun. All right, see the pieces I have here for you today? I have more. This, plus I have designer series paper too. Okay, so this card that we're going to do today, do you want to see it? Let me show you what it looks like before I get started. Okay, so it is called the Triple Panel Z card. Look at this. Can you see? Oh my gosh, I love it. There's the top view. It closes like this. Triple panel, and it's a Z pattern. And then on the back, we've got white, and we've got our greetings on the back and some images, and I can't wait to share how easy it is to make this one. I love that you get to feature a whole bunch of DSP on this card. Any products that you have at home, you can adjust it and use this style of a fun fold card, and it sits very nicely on a mantle like that. And I really want to make more of these. I'm hooked on it. I'm like, I just love it. Okay, so we're going to get started here. We will start with the big pieces first, and I'll show you the scoring. Don't worry about taking notes. This will be all on my blog later today. My sister's birthday is today. I don't know if you are personally friends with me on Facebook. You saw my post. My sister Barb, who lives here in Calgary, it is her birthday today. I am hosting them for supper. Her and her husband are coming over, so I have a lot to do today. I want to make it special for her. And but I am working today, so I'm going to get that PDF, all the measurements, over on my blog, rosecoleman.com, so that you guys can make this fun fold card this weekend, or maybe later today. Okay, so we're going to need crumb cake cardstock, 7 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and we're going to score it on the long side, on the 7 1/4 side, at 1 1/2 inches and 3 inches. Okay, so let's bring in my trimmer. Now you could use your Simply Scored board, which is what I used yesterday on my video, but I'm just going to use my trimmer because it's close by. So we're going to score at 1 1/2 and 3 inches. All right, so that's my crumb cake. I also have a piece of balmy blue that measures 7 1/4, so same length, but different width, by 4 1/2. So 7 1/4 by 4 1/2. I'm going to score again along the long side at the same measurements, 1.5 and 3 inches. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to pop it back into my trimmer. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and we're going to make I need 3 long, or 3, it's called triple panel, right? So we're making the triple panels. So we need 3 strips along the short edge here. We're going to put that at the top, the short edge, and we're going to cut these at 1.5 inches each. So there's one. Whoops, lift up my arm. There we go. And there. So we've got them all the same. So this is just an easy way. I mean, you could cut yourself 3 strips and then have to score them, but that's 6 score lines when you can get away with 2, right? So this is just an easy cutting direction. So we've got that. And then I think that's it for the trimmer because I've got everything else pre-cut. Okay, so I'm going to grab my bone folder and I'm going to burnish all of my score lines. So for the crumb cake piece, we want to fold in and then back like this, okay? So we're just going to do reinforce both score lines here, the inside one and the outside one. So that's the front. Now these pieces here, these 3 pieces, they are the triple panels that are going to go across the card. So what I want to do with those is I'm going to burnish them this way and that way. So we've got, you see that little Z? We need 3 Zs. It's like ZZ Top, right? 3 Zs, triple Z. Okay, so we're going to just do this to all 3. And actually, I did it the wrong way. Okay. That's okay. There's no really, you can't mess this up, you guys. It's this way because this is going to be the flat part that goes down. So we have a mountain and a valley. Let's look at it that way. And we're going to score it. Score each score line. A mountain and a valley. Score, score, and score. Okay, so that is pretty much the structure of this card, you guys. Super easy. Okay, can lay it all out so you can see what you're doing. Then we do the fun part. So for my card, what I chose to do is basically you take a piece of DSP that's 4 by 1.25. You need, 4 inches by 6 inches. So from the package of Designer Series paper, here's my package. I keep all of my little scraps because you just never know when you're going to need just a small piece, right? So you can pick your pattern. And I like to pick patterns that have, that you can layer on top of one another, and then when they go together, they will make a scene. So the one that I used, I don't think I have another single sheet of it here, but any of the sheets would work. Any of the designs would work. Like this one would work. Any of them, totally. So what I've done is I've taken, this is what's left over. So this is the sheet. It was 6 by 6. It looked like this. So you've got sky at the top, then a beach, then you've got nice blue ocean, right? So I cut it down at 4 inches. Then I put it into my trimmer and I trimmed it into strips, okay? So they are strips that measure 1.25 by 4 inches. So I'm going to put the sky at the top. I'm going to put the beach meeting the sky, and then we've got the ocean at the bottom. So I'm keeping the pattern intact, okay? Just for these ones. And you don't have to do that. I just thought, oh, I want to keep it intact just to make it look like there's an ocean behind my scene here. And then these little squares here, you're going to need 6 of them. Again, you can choose all the same pattern, or you can change it up. So I chose to do 3 of the little mussels, and we're going to do those on this piece here, here, and here. And then I chose this pattern, which has the Night of Navy coming through and the Balmy Blue. I'm matching the patterns. You could use a neutral pattern like that too, but I really wanted to pull in the seashells. So we're going to put the seashells like that. So that's all that's to this part of the card. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat and I'm going to just flip all of these over real fast here. I debated whether I should put the glue on before I started the video, and then I was like, no. I want to show them the process. I want to show them exactly how I did this so that you guys can recreate this easy enough. And so this is what I do in real life. I put all my pieces out, I get my glue flowing, and I start gluing things. And then it just makes assembly so much easier, right? So let's go ahead, put all my glue on my squares and on my rectangles. Does anyone else do this too? I mean, you can glue one piece at a time. That's another way to do it. But usually I'm just eager to get on to the next project. So I'm a little impatient to see what things look like, because card making is kind of like instant gratification, right? You get to see your beautiful project, and especially when you use Stampin' Up! Products, because, you know, it's super easy, right? Everything coordinates, the colors all match. You're always guaranteed to have that coordination, right? Okay, so I'm bringing my pieces of balmy blue cardstock back in, and I'm just layering these on top. I'm doing the rectangles first, and then we'll do the squares. Easy peasy. And I bet you can think of tons of designer series paper that you have in your collection that you could use to make beautiful cards like this and use up all of your scrap paper. So these little squares are 1 1/4 inch square, and they fit here perfectly. So I'm going to put the muscles on this one, and then I'm going to use my seashells on this one. So here we go. One more left. All right, so now I'm going to bring back the card structure, the card base, and we're going to put this together. So the card base is like this, okay? So you've got your little panel on the left-hand side, and these little panels are going to go across the card. So you want to start with this little square right here. So how about we do this? We'll flip them all over, and again, once you get the glue flowing, you might as well go ahead and put it all on these squares all at once. So I'm just putting my glue on here. I'm going to pick up the top one, and I'm just going to turn my card for ease of application. I'm going to put this square right up here, and it's flush with the corner of the card. Okay, so we're going to put that one on the corner. I'm going to grab the bottom one, and I'm going to put it at the bottom corner right here, like so. And then my middle one, I want to center it between the top and bottom. And you can also use your grid paper here. So if you use the bottom of your grid paper, I don't know if you can see this on screen. Let's see if I can pull this up here. So the grid paper, I have it lined up here. I'm going to put it right at the bottom, so it's like 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to take this piece and bring it in here, and we're going to put this in the center. And what I essentially want to have is 1/2 inch on either side. So I'm looking on here to see, I'm lined up at the 2 and the 2 1/2 inch mark. Does that work? Yes. 2 and 2 1/2. And then I should have roughly 1/2 inch between each piece. So then I know it's centered. And, you know, if you're not a big fan of using measurements, you could just eyeball it, and I'm sure you would have no problem at all. So there's my side panels anchored down on the edge of the card. Now all we need to do is flip these back, and we're going to put glue. You can put glue on the blue part, or you can put it over here. So I think I'm going to put it on the crumb cake part, and I'm just going to come in like this and put a square, and I'll put a square down here and a square right here. There. Now we're just going to put the lid on my glue, and we're going to lower this one down. So fold it on its crease line, and then we're just going to come over here and press that in and hold it in place. And we'll do the same thing with the next one and the last one. And if I spread my fingers out, I can actually hold them all in place at the same time. Let's see. It's like a little workout for my hand here. There we go. So we're holding all 3 pieces down, holding this side down too, and everything should line up. This one down here doesn't seem to want to, I don't think I got that folded right. Okay, let's see. Let's lift up. That's the wiggle room that you get. I love it. With your liquid glue. Okay, so let's reinforce these score lines over here, and there we have it, you guys. There is the structure of this triple panel Z fold card. Okay, so you guessed it, the rest of it is decorating. So we're gonna do some decorating. Let's do some stamping. So I have 2 pieces of white cardstock. Let's move this out of the way. And so this is the small piece for the front. Measurements will be all on my blog. And this is the back piece for the back of the card that you're going to be able to sign your name and write your greeting or whatever. So we're going to do our stamping on here. And the stamp set, let me bring that in. I've been making cards with this one all week to give you guys lots of ideas with it. There is a heartfelt sympathy. There's a thank you card, thank you stamp, as well as you are pearl rare and precious. But today I thought I want to make a birthday card because I really think this would make an amazing masculine birthday card. So I'm going to bring in Peaceful Moments. This amazing stamp set. I love it. I've used it so much. It's been around for a few years, you guys. I don't know how long it's going to stay. We're getting a new catalog in May. It may be on the chopping block. If it is, guys, oh my God. Even if it's not, you need to grab this one because this is amazing. You've got birthday. There's even a sympathy in here. There's a thank you. There's a congratulations. So you've got a lot of different occasions covered with Peaceful Moments. You have the inside part of the card, right? So I'm going to use happy birthday today, as well as wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. Now that could be used with congratulations and to make a wedding card, right? With deepest sympathy, thinking of you with all my heart. You could also do congratulations for a wedding card. These are the moments we will look back with joy. My daughter's graduating high school. Definitely want to use this one on her scrapbook page. Definitely going to be scrapbooking all those beautiful pictures of her grad. So many different things, right? Always remember. So this stamp set, I haven't used it for a long time. I pulled it off my wall this morning. I'm like, why have I not inked this up in a long time? So I've got my Stamparatus here loaded up. And it's ready to go with the happy birthday. So let's do the front first. I've got my side plate here. If you're not familiar with the Stamparatus, let me show you. I've got my plate, this clear plate, and I've got my piece of white cardstock. I'm going to anchor that down onto the platform here with my magnets. These are super, super duper strong magnets, you guys. Mine have crashed into one another on the desk and they cracked. I do need to order a new set and I just keep forgetting. They still work though, even though they're cracked. I just have to be very careful not to cut myself with my sharp edges there. But when you get these magnets, they are, let me show you on the back of the Stamparatus, there's two little spots here that those are made to put your magnets on to store them. I highly recommend storing them there and not on your desk because they will find each other. And when they find each other, those forces will attract and crash together. And this is what happens. So learn from my mistakes. Okay, so I've got my happy birthday and I've already got it lined up to go right here. So if you're new to this and you've never used a Stamparatus, this is what you do. You take your stamp, you put the red rubber down where you want it. And when you're happy with the position, then you lower down the side plate and press. And then now it's stuck to the side plate. And now I can ink up this side plate. So I'm going to use Night of Navy on my card just because it just goes so nicely with this designer series paper. So I'm just going to tap gently over here and we're going to stamp down. Press with my fingers here. And if you want it darker, you can do that. You can come back in over and over and over as many times as you want. As long as you don't move those magnets, your piece of paper, cardstock is in the same position, and I can just do that again to make it a little bit darker. And there's the front greeting. Now my inside or my back piece, I've got another piece here of cardstock. And I'm going to put that right back on here. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is like a card front. Now my other platform, because you get two, I've got it lined up with the inside greeting, and as well as I've got these little birds down here. Now I don't want all 3 birds on the bottom. I only wanted 2. So I have positioned them to just do 2 at the bottom. Let me move this up a little bit so you can see. So this will ink up just 2 of the birds. So let's do this. Let's pull off this side panel. I don't need that one right now. And we're going to ink up this. Now that's really awkward to try and ink like sideways like that. So this is the beauty of being able to remove these side plates, you guys. There are other positioning tools on the market. I don't know of another one that has removable sides. So this is definitely a wonderful feature of the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up, and I'm only inking up Yes, just those two birds. So let's do this again. Tap, 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 and only get those two birds. And then we're going to just put this back in at the top here, which is where I lined it up originally. And we're going to press down. And my magnet is in the way, I can tell. It's I put it too close. No, it's good. It's good. Okay, so there. And that's actually pretty dark. So we're going to leave that just like it is. So there we've got our two little birds and our inside greeting. Everything is good. Now, if I wanted to make more cards later, which I will be, I can leave this on in position and it'll be ready for me to pick up and keep creating. I love this. Okay, so I also want to add a little bit of sand to the bottom here so it doesn't make those birds look like they're just standing in midair. So I've got some crumb cake. Hi Sharon, thank you for joining me. Okay, we have crumb cake here. I'm going to stamp the little sand image down here at the bottom, just like that. And maybe you could even do more. Let's do another one. There we go. Maybe another one over this way. And let me look at my sample. Yeah, I went all the way across. Okay, just keep on going with the sand. There we go. Maybe another one. And there's no right or wrong way. We're making sand down here, right? And then what else do we need? I thought I would bring in Balmy Blue ink. And we're going to sponge the edges of this piece with Balmy Blue. So I've got my Balmy Blue ink pad. I've got a sponge here with my Balmy Blue cardstock on it so I know what color it is. And then I'm just going to come around the edges and just add a little bit of blue ink to the edges like that. And I've also got a sponge for my crumb cake. So I'm going to dip into, oh, that's Sahara sand. Okay, it's okay. They're still browns, so we're going to use it. Even though this is my, oh no, this is Sahara sand. Oh, duh. Sahara sand sponge. And I'm just going to ink up the bottom to make it look more like sand. It'd be pointless to put blue down here. That would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Blue in the sand. Okay, so that's the back. Let's bring the card back and we can go ahead and anchor that down. And I've already got blue ink on my finger. Boy, oh boy. Never fails. Always ink on the fingers. Okay, let's get our glue going and we're just going to glue this piece on the back of the card. We're doing the back first. There's no right or wrong way, right? You can do the back first. Okay, so let's flip this around. Make sure it's not upside down. So that's going on here, like so. All right, so let's do the front. So we have the happy birthday on our front piece. I also have a piece of crumb cake that measures 2.5 by 1.5. And we're going to do, this is a technique called the tearing technique. We're going to take this cardstock in my hands like this, and I'm going to gently tear and in short little bursts like this. I want that jagged edge. So instead of taking it and ripping it all in one go, you want to do short little bursts like this. And then you see what I have here? I have 2 hills of sand. So let's go ahead and stamp those to make them look more realistic with the sand. And we can just add, you can go fast if you'd like to, because it's sand, right? We're just adding that little bit of stamped texture. And then I'm going to dip into my ink pad and add a little bit to the ridge to make it look more realistic. And do the same with this one. And then let's go ahead and glue these together. So I'm just going to put a little strip of glue on the bottom of one. And then we'll layer on top like this. And that is going to go at the bottom of this piece right here. So we've got like a sandy image. Now we do have a die in this set that does cut that edge, but I know Christine last night too, when we were watching the YouTube video, and when you watch her replay, you'll see she mentioned it too, and a lot of people were commenting that the tearing actually looks more realistic, right? So, and it's way easier. You don't have to get out your machine, just tear it. Okay, so there's our piece. Now, while I've got my Balmy Blue ink out, I'm going to sponge the edge of this one just to make it all, match, right? Because I sponged the edges of the back piece. So let's add a little bit of blue all the way around. There we go. Now I can put my sponge away and I can close my ink pad. Okay, so this is going to get mounted onto a piece of Night of Navy. And let's just bring in our glue here. Put that on there, and I've got two little die cuts to do. Not a lot, you guys, just really easy, simple card today for die cutting. So there's my front focal point, my panel. Now I've got a scrap piece of Old Olive here, and I want to bring in that Designer Series paper, this one right here, that has both the bird and the crab image on it. And of course, Stampin' Up! Does an amazing job with their dies. We have a bird die that will fit right over top. So I've got that here, and I'm lining it up. Got a little washi tape there. There's also the crab that you could cut out, but I already have one on my desk already cut out. But there is a die to cut that out as well. This one right here, it matches. So you could totally have a field day going around cutting all of your Designer Series paper with the matching dies. So we're just going to cut out the bird. And the Old Olive, the reason I brought that out is because we do have a die for the grass. There's two actually. There's a big one and a small one. I'm just going to use the small one. So I've got that. So now let's bring in my mini boss and we will run this through. Another thing that I like to do is just kind of trim it out a little bit. And you don't need to run the whole piece of paper through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You only need that little piece, right? So let's go ahead and cut this out. All right, so we've got our platform here. We got the gray plate number 3. We've got a plate number 2. We've got our die with the grass and then our bird die. And now we're just going to cut these out. Roll it through. Super fast and easy. All right, let's see how that cut out. Look at that. Perfect die cutting. Oh my gosh, they do amazing stuff with their products, right? And this paper is stunning. So I definitely need to get a couple more packages so I can keep on cutting out these birds. And there is a bird stamp, you know, if you run out of paper, it's a couple years down the road or whatever, and you still have your stamp set and the paper's all gone, you can still stamp your own bird, you can still stamp your crab, and you can still cut it out, right? So it's definitely a lasting stamp set. Okay, so we're going to just bring in our dimensionals now. And we're going to put this together. All right, let's bring back the card base. And we got the bird and we've got the little grass. And my big dimensionals. Oh, here they are. All right, so I'm going to flip this bird over and we're going to put a couple of dimensionals at the top and peel off the backing. And then, now I've lost my glue. Okay, here it is. I get so excited, I lose things. It's like, because I get so excited to see what the card's going to look like, right? Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the greenery. Like that. And then let's put the bird, put its feet in the sand and head up like that. And then we're going to take this little tree or twig or whatever you want to call it, the grass, and we're going to slip that down underneath those little folds there. And it's anchored down with a little bit of glue. Now this goes on the front, the card front, but then I thought, but we have to use the ribbon, that beautiful variegated ribbon. So what we're going to do is cut 2 pieces. I'm using my grid paper here as my measurement. I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are about 6 inches. Okay, so it's 2 pieces of the variegated ribbon. And I'll show you what we're going to do with this. Now, to attach the ribbon, my favorite thing to use is tear and tape. So I'm just going to take some tear and tape and add a little bit to the back of this. Let's see, 2 strips. Let's see if 2 strips will do it. I think it will. 2 strips of tear and tape to the back of this piece. And then we'll go ahead and burnish that and pull off the backing. Now it's sticky back there. So now I can hold this in my hand and I can start to attach that ribbon. So I know I want a piece Well, first things first, take your scissors and get your end to look the way you want it. So I'm just cutting on an angle there. And I want this end to be coming out from up here, like that. And then I want it to also come down to about here, but I want a little fold. So I want a little pleat or fold like that. So open end and a little loopy end here. Then I want to give the illusion that it wrapped around the card and it came out the bottom. So I'm going to take this end, I'm going to have it come out the bottom the way I wanted it, just making sure it's adhered to some glue back there. And then I'm just going to take this, I'm going to come over to the side and make a loop on the side, and I'm folding it back like so. So let me lay that down, let you guys have a look. So I've got my open ends and I've got two loops here, giving the illusion that I've used like a lot of glue, a lot of ribbon, but essentially I've only used two small pieces, right? So that's a little trick for you, for your ribbon. Now when I flip it over, you can see what I've done here, right? I've made two loops like that. And then now what I can do is bring in my dimensionals. I want them to be on the corners for sure, just to make sure it's anchored down properly. And I also want to put a piece in the middle to make it anchored down properly. And this one's a bit loose here, so I can even put one right there, and that'll serve the purpose of holding down the ribbon and an extra dimensional. So let's go ahead and pull off all of these backings, and then this is going to be ready to go onto the card. Super easy. I just really wanted to add the ribbon. I think it really adds a nice touch. So move my scissors out of the way, and we're going to close up the card now, the flat front here. And we're just going to lower this down and center it on the front. And there we have it. Now, I did want to mention, you don't want to put any glue, and I'm looking inside here. You definitely don't want to have any dimensionals on these two little narrow spots right here, because then when you close your card and put it in the envelope, it's going to be stuck together. But I don't think you will. If you stick to the corners and the center of this rectangle on the front, I think you're going to be golden. All right, one more thing I want to use. The other thing, when you purchase the entire suite, you're going to need all of the suite, right? So you might as well get it all at once, and then you have it. So the pearls, we're going to add some pearls here. So I'm going to put one right here, one down in the sand, and another one down here in the water. Now these are called flat adhesive back pearls. So they're flat, which means they won't take up as much room in the envelope, and they are so pretty and they are pearlescent. So stunning. So there's our card for today, guys, the Triple Z panel fold, and with the writing part on the back. Oh, and the crab that I had cut out, I was going to put that right here in the sand. So let me just bring in my glue, add a little bit of glue to the back, and there we go. We'll put this right on here, and I did not center that very well. I put my panel flush to the left, but it's okay. Anything goes, right? It's handmade. So let's fix my crab here. Make sure that's nice and straight. So my sample here is centered properly with the equal amounts of crumb cake. And the one I just made, I have a banner over here. But you know what? The two people that get these cards are not going to know what the other person's look like. So it's okay to make them different. That's what makes them unique, right? So I hope you guys like these cards. I hope you'll try your hand at these cards. Before I end the video, I want to bring back all the cards I've done since Monday and share with you in case you've missed any of my videos. So Monday started with the Global Design Project Challenge, and it was a sketch. This is the sketch. It looked like this. Okay, so I pulled in my stamps and ink and paper, and I made this card, a thank you card. And there's the inside. So that was my Monday card. Tuesday, what did I do? Tuesday we did the shaker card. This one right here with the sand in it. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, we pulled in a different color, a nice pop of Calypso Coral color on the crab. And this was a case of a swap card I received. That was Tuesday. And the swap card did not have a name, so I couldn't give a shout out. So I'm not sure who sent me that one, but I love that card. Then yesterday we played with our Simply Scored board, another big quality tool that you definitely need to have in your collection. And we did the lines. We scored all the lines. We did some sponging. We used the scissors and did the edging on this crumb cake piece. And then I also showed you a technique of coloring your ribbon with your blends. And then today we did our fun fold, our triple Z panel card, triple panel Z fold card. So there we have it, guys. That's the week in a nutshell right here. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I hope you enjoyed my videos this week. You can go back and watch any of the replays. Now, if you like this bundle, if I've convinced you to purchase it and you live in Canada, use the host code at the top of the screen. And once again, let me bring those cards back. These are the 4 card kits I will be sending you so you can make these ones along with the PDF tutorial, the video that is on my friend Christine's YouTube channel. You will be able to make these 4 cards. Now you will need your own dies to cut your shell and your stems and all of that. I will be sending you the cut pieces and the die cuts that are not included in the Seaside Bay dies, okay? So you're gonna get the tag, you're gonna get the oval, this banner right here, this circle right here, the square, but anything that you see that's been used with the Seaside Bays, you're just gonna use your dies to do that, okay? So you're gonna need the dies, and you're gonna need an ink pad, the Native Navy ink pad. All right, there we go. That is this week in a nutshell. Let me flip you back around. Thank you all so much. Now, one question I did get is, well, what if I already have that? What if I already have that bundle, but I still want to get the free paper? Well, no worries. You can still get the free half pack of paper from me if you live in Canada. My special for that is to purchase the equivalent of the bundle price. So if you can purchase whatever you want. As long as you use that host code, that's how I'm going to know that I need to send you the half pack of paper. So you can go ahead and purchase adhesive, grid paper, blends, whatever you want, cardstock envelopes. The value of the bundle, let me just look it up here. I think it's $75 is the value of the bundle. So when you do that, when you purchase the exact same value using my host code, I'm still going to send you the half pack of DSP, the 6x6 by the Bay DSP. So I hope you enjoyed my videos today or this week, and I want to thank you all for coming back. And I hope you have a great weekend. I hope I've inspired you to pull out your stamps, ink, and paper, to make a card, send a card, most importantly, and, you know, share it, right? Share your love of stamping with others. It will brighten someone's day. I guarantee it if they get a card in the mail. So I hope you will do that. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday morning at 9:30 Mountain Time again for my next video. Bye-bye.